Alright, so this video is going to be used to help you calculate your grade for your course. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Alright, first what I want to do is I want to make sure you understand what an average is. For you to find an average of either your homework or any of the categories in your course, what you're going to do is you're going to add up all of the grades in that area, so every homework grade that you have, and then you're going to divide by the number of homework grades that you have. So in this case, if these are our grades, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grades. I'm going to add these numbers up, and I find that that number is 357. And I took 357 and I divided it by 5 because see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grades. So I'm going to divide it by the number of grades that there are. So in my calculator, I did 357 divided by 5. And I found that that average is the 71, sorry, my pen's not working here, 71.4. So this is the average for that category. Okay, you will have to do that for all the different categories for your course. And so for this course, we have discussion forum section, pre-test, study plan, post-test, and then proctored exams. And so you'll have to do the average of every one of those different categories. Let me go back, and I'll come back to this in just a second. But I want to show you this. This top little thing right here that I'm showing you is found in your syllabus. And so you are able to calculate your own grade by using this equation, basically. And so I took out the words, and I have that basic equation down here. And so what we're putting in each of these blanks here are going to be those averages like I showed you just now how to find. So remember I told you there was discussion forums, pre-test, study plan, post-test, and exams. And all of those put into this equation give you your overall grade for the course. Now notice, forums are 20%, and so 20% as a decimal, you move the decimal place 2 places to the left and you find 0.20. And notice that they're all touching right here, which means that these two numbers, when they're put side by side, are going to be multiplied together, okay? Sorry, my pen's not working with me today. All right, so I'm going to switch back screens and show you an actual grade for a student. This is terrible. I thought this was going to be better. Okay, kind of switch screens here on you a little bit. But what I did is I wanted to show you what a gradebook actually looked like. And so when you click on your gradebook, you'll be able to click on your grades and you're going to see a setup like this. And so if for some reason you wanted to see if you made 100 on the final and you made hundreds on all of your other homeworks, you could kind of play with your grade and see how you could calculate it to decide what you really needed to make on these scores to finish the class with where you wanted to be. And so when you click on our gradebook, you're going to see that the course total is listed up here. And so for this student student has earned a 78.33 when the course was finished. And notice you can see that the forums are worth 20%, and all of the forum grades added together and divided by the number that there is, so the average is a 76.19. But what is important about this is that you can go through, and each one of these right here that you're seeing is where the grades are found for each one of these assignments. So the introduction forum, this person made a 66.67. The first forum, they made a 1. Unit 2, they made a 66.67. They didn't do the 5th forum, and the 6th forum, they made 100. So they added all these together. They divided by 5 grades on here, and then they ended up with that 76.19 grade. So you are able to find your grades that you need to add together, the averages, which are these grades right here, okay? And you will add them together and divide by the number of grades that you see there. If you're going to make grades up and plug them in, like let's say that there are some of these grades haven't been entered because you haven't finished them yet, you can guess or guesstimate what you think you might be making on those or would like to see yourself make. You can plug those in and then divide by the total number of grades that you have there that you're adding together. So that's how you're going to find your numbers to actually calculate. So let's go back over here and let's plug these grades in. So for this student, I know that they're not on your screen right now, but I'm just going to walk you through what each one of them were. So we found the average for discussion forums for this student to be a 76.19. For your, oops, sorry, having a hard time right now. It looks like the tests, the pre-tests were a 71.43. The study plans were a 62.50. The post-tests were the next category, which is 25%, and this student has an 84.29. And then the proctored exams, which is the last category here, if the student, proctored exams is the last category. I'm sorry, I'm just making sure I'm on the right page here. The student has an 85.0 for this one. All right, so what I want to show you is that you are going to multiply these two together for each one of these, and I'll do that on my calculator right here while I'm sitting here with you so we can make sure we have the same numbers. And so I find 76.19 times the 0.20, and I find 15.238 plus, right, because we're adding them together, because that's what the equation tells me, 71.43 times 0.10. Why am I multiplying all of these instead of adding them together already? Well, the order of operations tells me that I'm supposed to multiply before I add anything, and so that's what I'm doing. Order of operations is, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS for some of you that are a little bit younger, recognize it from that name. And so I'm just multiplying what I'm seeing here, these numbers, these groups here, I'm multiplying them together and I'm writing them down for you on the screen below. 84.29 times 0.25 is a 21.0725 plus the last category is 85.0 times a 0.30, which becomes 25.5. So now I'm going to add them together. So 25.5 plus 21.0725 plus 9.375 plus 7.143 plus 38. Enter. And 78.3285 is what I found. I'm going to go back and look at that overall category grade. And for this one, the grade book did it for her, but everything was in there. And so this is how her 78.3 came out, is because we calculated it and we found this 8 right here rounds this up, so 78.33. So it's exactly what the grade book in Moodle had for her. But what I'm trying to say is that every grade may not be taken or completed by the student, and so this is a way for you to estimate what you could make for the final or remaining grades that you haven't actually submitted or hasn't been graded and returned back to you. You could calculate what you would need on the final to be able to by plugging them in and finding out the averages for each category and then adding them together to see what you could make for your overall grade if you made a 60 on your final or if you made 100 on your final. So this is a way that you can take your grades and calculate them yourself. So if you have questions, this equation is found in your syllabus, but you are welcome to contact your instructor at any time you may have a question.